please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Quirkyloverosee. Why? Because I couldn't think of anything else to cover today. And also because it seems to be a good idea from time to time to check in on our resident death fat. Somebody who is trying to race themselves to the bottom with the chair they sit on for most of the day. Somebody who is nowhere near as contentious as the likes of Chantal or Amber, but is one of them. Incredibly successful in the vertical camera streaming territory, yet nowhere near as big, which is a weird channel thing. Live streaming doesn't lead to growth as much as people would like to think. I speak from experience, it doesn't. In fact, I found it to be the complete opposite, but, well, we enjoy doing it anyway. Streaming later, of course. What I thought we'd do is, in a Quirkyloverosee tab I have on Discord, pick 4 random clips, and address what she says within them. We'll start with Rosie talking about foodie beauty, right after discussing with her audience that she thinks reaction channels are too critical and mean, and that she'd never say anything negative about someone on the internet because she, like other death fats, is an empath. Gonna say this now, the NPD that the majority of them seem to possess limits their capability to be empathetic towards anyone unless their name was, and then preferred takeaway here as the name.
Is she going off about me? Last I heard, she said I was boring.
Compared to Chantal, who does like to drive up interest by being as controversial as possible and is the least successful view count-wise of the three of you, she is correct to an extent. Although, because of how long Chantal's been here and been annoying, she is often regarded as quite boring unless you watch her through the likes of FFG or Yaba. There aren't many people that can make, including Chantal here, decent money commentating on the likes of Foodie Beauty. I've yet to see the effect of what it's like commentating on you yet. I'm not entirely sure, because the community's not as intrigued with your takes just yet. Although we do have 4 clips from different people, so you never know.
Which, like, is hilarious coming from that lazy lump of sack of a human being. Like, because I do shit on my lives.
As we go through this video, I'm going to showcase some of the things that Quirky does during a lot of her lives where she's in the kitchen. She does stream for a lot longer than Chantal typically does, several times more than what Amber ever does, and because of that, she certainly does accomplish more. Her being more active in the baking department, or even when she does the swimming stuff. Yes, you could argue she does more. She's more confident with what she has and who she is. Something which cannot be said for Chantal, who went through a phase upon returning to Canada of putting the hijab back on, claiming it was Salah, shitting on Salah, which he would have loved if it was real, to then take it off, go back to fibres, brush her hair, wear a wig. The body dysmorphia will persist because Chantal cannot accept the reality of her choices. Of the 3, she is the most deluded into believing she is something else. Whereas Amber is just deluded because she thinks she's the arbiter of truth, and Quirky is, well, quirky actually. On that note, her having the balls to say this is quite impressive. And then before someone recommends they have a tried and true boxing match, it would be like 2 slabs of lard colliding at about 2 miles an hour. It would accomplish nothing, and there's a chance you get caught in a splash zone.
When the girl had, like, decent internet, she wasn't doing shit on her channel either. Like, not even either. She wasn't doing shit, like, at all.
In this, Quirky is not wrong. Chantal, at best, only did things when she was high and or drunk. And what did she do? She showed what she really is. Someone from an older generation that is quite clearly racist, yet tokenizes and trivializes others of differing races and backgrounds because she thinks that makes her look better. Her white guilt couldn't look any more obvious when she faked marriage to a Muslim man and lived in Kuwait-ish and lived in Syria-ish, but mostly looked for an exit because she desperately wanted to bring him to Canada so she could look like a good white savior.
Like, she's such a loser, dude. Like, I don't take anything she says about me seriously. She's just pathetic. I don't hold any regard towards her as a person. I don't care.
That might be one of the coldest things you've said. You're not wrong to say it, though. Chantal is definitively quite pathetic. Too proud to ever accept that what she really is will only be this for as long as she does not seek to improve on who she is now. A weight loss journey would help, but she's never really treated a weight loss journey as anything but a, let's say, affectation. It was the original purpose of her channel, though, much like Amber's. And look at how they are both handling that weight loss journey now. Both of them possessing chins on chins, girth on girth, and in Amber's case, boobs on the side of her body, which is really odd.
Yeah, Farron, for real. It's just like, she's just a disgusting person, and yeah.
Based on a recent release of Emily talking to, and I'm pretty sure it was Rachel that leaked this, Amber's arguably just as, if not more, disgusting, and to this date is still wiping her bottom on the edge of a sink corner thing unit with a washcloth, because Emily suggested using a bleach spray to clean off the remnants, because ew. I guess we know for certain that Tommy, Emily, was definitely not eating that egg, which is probably for the best, since we know Amber could not have made it a point to clean it. I could guarantee at this point, with Chantal's portable bidet, which is nothing more than a glorified douche, she is also incapable of cleaning herself properly, so she's definitely dirty and does not wash her hands like Amber. To the second clip on Twitter, shared by Kristen, or Stuff K, said, Rosie is the patron saint of kitchen mishaps.
So, they said to either pinch the corners or fold the edges. Pinch the edges or fold the edges. Did I get flour on my glasses? Oh no, I got it on my face. Damn, that's impressive. Anyway, okay. So I'm gonna kind of like...
Well, I'm not going to deny that's quite an amusing aspect of her quirkiness, right? Being slightly clumsy, that is. And in that clip alone, she's still doing more in that than Chantal or Amber do in either of their lives. They follow the method of the TikTok streamer, the shit talk, as it were, where they just sit and stare at their chat, waiting for someone to say something so they can engage with it. In the case of Amber, ignoring super chats. In the case of Chantal, waiting for bait and being sucked off by the same three people.
Do this, pinch it, do the pinching method, because I'm just not a crust girly pop. Like, no thank you. But I am gonna like get a little edge going. I ripped them off because like as I was live, I think 2 or 3 popped off. And then I got off live and like, oh my god, my face!
I'm not gonna lie, I only stuck around with this clip because I wanted to hear her reaction when she finally realized what she'd done. Now I'm gonna go ahead and assume that she was making pizza or a pie crust. I have no idea what she was doing. Not that it matters really. If she's in the kitchen, she's making food mostly for herself. Maybe she should do a mukbang with, like, Amber and Chantal. It would be hilarious and tragic. Perhaps do an all-you-can-eat and see who taps out first. I would put money on Chantal tapping out first, but eating the most. She doesn't chew much when she eats. To the third clip, we go over to the Twitters, this time to Future Becky Al Rafay. Mind you, this is the same Rosie who was anonymously participating in ALR and Zachary Michael snark content on Reddit, while asking her members on Discord if they thought people would know if it was her or not. Yes, I fumbled my words. The fact that she was doing that in the first place does lend some credence to more people spending time looking at her content, because shitty behaviour and using Reddit, fam, grow up. That's like somebody in their 40s being on Snapchat. Grow up.
I don't hide behind sock accounts. I'm not a little bitch baby. Like, I say my shit with my name attached, you know? Like, the shit I talk has my name attached to it. So when I'm talking shit, I say it with my chest and my face.
Inserting obligatory comment here. Of course you say it with your face and your chest. They're monstrous in size. And the rest of you is too busy being scooted about on a chair that has suffered long enough and requires a long period of retirement before passing away peacefully in its sleep. After doing a little digging, it was confirmed that you did use Reddit to be a snarky little cowbag. The only time little is ever associated with you and your 4 stomachs, though, need to grow up like the rest of them. Because if you're going to try and act like a dick behind the scenes in that way, it's only going to backfire on you when more information comes out against you. And it doesn't take long for that kind of information to do its rounds. So don't try and act like you're above it. Last night, I was streaming, and I proved a point that generally my DMs are clean. I don't reply to people much, I don't say a whole lot. I don't have that kind of history with people. And maybe that's a interpersonal skill thing, perhaps. Or maybe it's because I watched what happened to so many people in the past and realised if I was like that, I could risk my own career. I didn't want to do that. I would advise you to do the same, but your views are much bigger than mine, so you get more views in 2 streams than I do an entire month. So perhaps my advice counts for nothing. To the 4th and final clip, we go back to the Twitter to a 4th user, Pegatha, or Peggy, Hillbitch, the dry beg, ... This is her entire life, ... Sitting on her kitchen chair, F in the comments for the chair, cooking, eating, and begging for stuff from strangers. I have no idea what that's like, but let's go to the clip.
Right now, I just added, this is showing that I'm 33.
Hold up, you're in your 30s? No lie, I thought she was late 20s. My mistake, you're only just the youngest. Although the fact you and Amber are still alive is a miracle. I guess you two aren't going to suffer the fate of the TED talkers who did the body positive, fat acceptance crap speeches all those years ago. Yet. Wonder how old James Bowler is.
Got to be 34. I added the set of the pink stuff cleaner, different cleaners and like some scrubbers. I really want those along with the mop. Like that's like the next thing I'm set to get myself.
No offense intended to you as a creator, but with the views you get on the streams you do, even with your outgoings being undoubtedly quite high from your food consumption, I could see you earning a fair whack from your live streams alone. Am I right to assume that this clip has some form of e-begging-ish because you don't make as much? Based on the ads I've seen on your streams, you must be.
If it's not a gift given, I really want those. Like, I really, really want those. Like, I would genuinely be so excited to get them.
Yeah, I feel the same way about gold-pressed latinum, bars of it in fact. If I can't get them myself, of course I would love it if, they were given to me as a gift, but I'm not going to ask for that. That's rude, of course. No, but if they are sent to me as a gift, I would be very grateful. 7 for me, 1 for all of you. The standard payment process, of course. None for Ensign Bork. Yeah. Jokes aside, like every other creator, I have wish lists. Of course I do. I don't ask for things though, I just put them there because I think it's funny. Or because it'd be cool to have it, right? I've been very lucky with the audience I have to be sent wonderful gifts. More recently, a petrol inverter generator. The reason being would be to run a heater in my log cabin because solar won't do it. Not at this time of year anyway. This is something my dad suggested because of his boat. He has one as well, a different one. And I recently finally got one. But I had to do it via Rumble payout, using my PayPal because Throne have yet to, with Stripe, send the money to me that, well, is supposed to go back to me, basically. Never mind, not a big issue, but it is dealt with, and I finally have that one item. I've got the oil, just need to go and get the unleaded, and we're golden, so I need to get a jerry can again. But that's a separate issue, and no, I'm not asking for one. To slyly mention it the way you have, in that sort of passive way, comes across as a slight e-beg without maybe intending to? But let's hear the rest of the clip, just to see whether there's any more to it that would lend credence to it being an e-beg.
I added this last night. Basically, whatever's like furthest up on the list means I've added it most recently, which means it's probably what I want the most. So.
Oh, so it is a full-on e-beg. Okay, well that confirmed that then. That made it easier for me. Is this part now where I go, well, on my throne list, the most recent thing added was a jerry can. No, thank you. No, if I want something off my wish list, I'm a bit simpler. No joke. I'd want, like, cat or dog treats. I'm a simple creature, Wish list in the pinned comment. As we've reached the end of the subject, I'd love to know what you all think today. When it comes to Quirky, I've seen bits here and there, and she does come across as having that potential to be as bad, but is nowhere near as controversial as that of Chantal or Amber. If you do like this particular topic, as in adding an additional person to the lolcow repertoire, do let me know in the comments. Smash the like, engage with the non-existent poll. That's a live stream thing, isn't it? If I don't see you here later for a stream, or on Twitch, Rumble, Kick for some American Truck Simulator, have a great day, guys, and thank you very much for listening.